So this exercise protocol is going to be for thoracic mobility and also thoracic stability. We're going to start with a yoga move called thread the needle. So you're going to be on your hands and your knees. And you're going to take your right arm and swing it up toward the ceiling while you inhale. And then bring your arm between your other hand and knee as you exhale. We'll do that about 5 times. And then on the 5th time, you're going to come all the way through and rest your ear and your shoulder on the floor while you stretch for several breaths. And then we'll repeat the same thing on the other side. It's sometimes interesting to note that there are variations in our flexibility here. Inhale. And then after 5, you're going to snuggle in for 5 more breaths. Really try to spread through your rib cage here to capitalize on the thoracic mobility. Now that we're all warmed up, we're going to use the muscles in the thoracic and lower rib cage area for stabilization. So for the next activity, you're going to lay on your back. And I'd like you to experience a little bit of rocking of the rib cage. So this is the motion that we're going to stabilize. And if you put your hands on your lower rib cage and kind of tip them up to the ceiling and then float them down to the floor, you'll find some muscles that you probably didn't know you had. So arching the rib cage and flattening the rib cage. So we're going to find a position that's between the arch and the flatten, maybe a little bit closer to the flatten, but not all the way flat. So you should still feel a little curve in your lower back. And then you're going to bring your arms toward the ceiling. And then you're going to just kind of like squeeze the front lower ribs together, just so you feel a little firmness around the abdominals in that area. And that firmness is going to prevent your ribs from arching upward as you raise your arms. Okay, so rib cage kind of tucked in a little bit. Muscles around the lower ribs engaged, and then you're going to bring one arm overhead and then back. And now I'd like you to exhale as your arm extends over your head and inhale your arm back up. So the easier version of this exercise is one arm at a time. And if you focus on my rib cage, you can see that my rib cage is pretty stable. What I wouldn't want to see is that the rib cage is arching upward. So you're engaging the muscles around your thoracic spine and your rib cage as you do this. So to make it a little bit harder, you can take both arms at one time. And again, you're going to be exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, and inhaling. And if that's still not hard enough, You can lift one foot as you raise both arms. Inhale. Exhale, and if that's still not hard enough, you can extend your leg while you extend your arms. And remember, this part of your body is not moving. You're developing some stabilization patterns there in the upper abdominals, the lower rib cage, and your thoracic spine. So find your place, find like what's challenging for you here, and then do at least 10 on each side of this exercise. Okay, that's all we got.